But yeah,
Yeah.
Mia is heading to one of the taverns she works at. She's a halfback. She also wears like a kind of fur coat to keep herself warm. It's like one of the main things she wears is kind of leather fur coat.
Yeah.
That she wears. It's got fur lining the top with a white undershirt that is slightly damaged. However, it's pretty clear that no one wants to tell her that.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid she'll hit them.
I have no doubt in mind she will.
Yeah. Mia is not, she is a barbarian. She's not the friendliest person, but she is surprisingly charismatic for a barbarian.
Yeah.
She's been able to talk her way out of a lot of fights or just intimidate people into stopping fights before they get mad. So,
yeah.
She bounces between the taverns, and she's currently heading to one of the taverns she works at.
Fair enough.
She'd give a light wave to Katsu as she heads by, as she's a pretty good friend of Katsu's.
Yeah.
She's actually bought a few runes from Katsu.
Katsu would just kind of wave back to her, sad that he's stuck at his current job still.
He usually works until almost sunset, so he's about 2/3 through his shift. I think he's almost done, but he's not quite there.
Yeah.
His shift is weird, mainly because it's an elf. He works a 7-hour shift.
Yeah.
Specifically 7 hours.
Yeah.
It is very to the dot on the dime. At 7 hours, he gets out.
Yep. Not too late, not too early. Get off at 7 or else gunshots.
Oh. Yeah, no. It is a... Yeah, Mia is also... There's also a fair number of people who are pretty sure for Mia, the only reason she's 5'11" is because of her slightly, She's got, the shoes she wears essentially give her, a slight raise. People are pretty sure that gives her, an extra, 2 inches.
Fair. She'd still be taller than my man, though. She'd still be taller than Katsu, so...
Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah.
As... Who comes in next? Okay. Oh. Alright. So, then there'd be a couple people that would come in. First one that come in would be a goblin, which Katsu knows that it's not really good when a goblin comes in. Because there's always a shot they steal something.
So Katsu's got... I imagine Katsu has, a bow. His, bow just, underneath, the counter. Just, pre-prep, just in case. He would just kind of, keep an eye. Just kind of watching the goblin. He would just greet him through it. Also just trying to, help deter, hopefully, any form of, stealing. Just hey, welcome.
Hello there.
Were you needing anything?
Let's go. Hey. Do you have any whetstones?
Whetstones. Let me go check real quick. And he would obviously just start shifting. I'm imagining there's probably barrels or chests or something that just has a bunch of stuff.
There's cabinets directly underneath that he can just pull out and kind of look into.
Yeah.
So he would see that there are 2 whetstones.
Okay.
One being that adds lightning damage and one that adds fire damage.
Cool. So he just kind of grabbed the 2 and just go, well, I have 2 types by the looks of it. We do have a firestone and we also have one that has more of the lightning. Does one catch your eye by chance?
Both of them. Just it's the goblin sold is the most he sold.
He saw the shiny.
So yeah, he would kind of wander up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, he'd place up. It was essentially his bark. Normally these things go for about 20 each.
Yeah.
20 gold each. So.
Yeah. Okay.
He'd place 35 gold on the counter. It's one of those he kind of has to jump to put it up there.
Yeah.
It's one of those you can tell the goblin definitely doesn't have a lot of money. It's one of those you can tell that was most of his coin pouch. So he is trying to pay for them.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
and also you can tell like he doesn't have a bag, and he's got like a sleeveless like shirt on. So it's almost like he's not tucking anything. He's genuinely just like, can I buy him at a deal price?
Fair enough. He would just kind of go, well, let me get hold on a second. He just kind of like knock on, imagine just on the door like that goes to the back, and just kind of call for
Yeah.
Kelroy, just like, Kelroy, I have a question for you. We have a bargainer.
She like pokes her head out, and so everyone knows what Kelro looks like. It is this like very messy haired, like 150-year-old like common elf. She's the most like it's very clear like she's very disorganized because it looks like she's kind of leaning over something to look out the door. It is the most like the back room is the most like you don't go back there for a reason. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Katsu knows if he went back there, he would spend 3 days organizing.
Yeah. Oh.
So she would look at what is being sold. She'd look at the 35 gold. She'd be like, yeah, it's a fair deal. And then she'd walk off.
All right. Well, you heard the lady. We can do that. We can make that happen.
Yay!
Just kind of
Goblin just goes, yay!
Just kind of hand the 2 wetsuits to the goblin, probably in a bag, I'm imagining. And obviously, you start putting the gold over into probably what is essentially a cash register or wherever they want to deposit the money.
Yeah. So they've got like essentially like a like holding. It's just it kind of works like an old styled cash register essentially.
Fair enough.
It basically pops out, holds the money, and slides back in. But you don't have to hit any buttons. You just kind of punch it and it opens.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, Katsu would do that. As he got a successful sale without really having to try and convince the goblin. The goblin was genuinely looking for a whetstone and genuinely needed them. From what you could tell, you saw like the long bladed dagger that was on his back, which was his weapon.
Yeah.
It was essentially like a dagger that was the length of a short sword.
Huh.
That was the weapon he wielded.
Fair enough.
You could tell that thing was dull. That thing did bludgeoning damage.
Oh. Yeah, no, buddy, you needed that whetstone. I get it.
It was less of I want to do elemental damage and more of I need to do sharpening.
Yeah. I get that. That is fair. I may be a ranger. I may only use a bow and arrow. However, I get it, man.
Yeah. So, next in, Katsu would see, and it's one of those like he sees this group approaching the shop, and it's one of those like, that's not normal.
Okay. Is it just like an oddball, like different like races kind of mixed together, or is it just different clothing, different?
It's one of those like it's he sees 4 tieflings.
In this area,
Come
I'm
into the shop.
imagining that's not exactly a normal thing. In this type
No,
of town.
normally tieflings like travel alone.
Yeah.
Or have like one other person with them. Tieflings very rarely travel in groups of like
Gotcha.
that size.
Okay.
So it sounds like, huh, that's different.
Yeah.
As they kind of would walk in, as they would kind of look around. It's one of those like they enter and then like kind of divide into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of looking around. So Katsu's having to like divert his attention between the 3 of like the 4 of them. Like oh god, oh boy, wait, who? Oh boy.
Katsu, I guess I'll go on road perception, just keep an eye on them. But Katsu's just like going cross-eyed. Just 100% like man's like his eyes are going every which way. Like
Yeah, he's not the rune shop while being popular.
yeah.
It's one of those like it's more popular with like the locals.
Yeah.
Like tourists don't really come in here.
14 by the way.
Okay. That was advantage, I'm assuming.
I only have Tanukis only have advantage on perception when it comes to seeing shinies. So.
Oh,
Yes.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So they're 14. It's one of those like he keeps his eye on on all 4 of them pretty well. He's pretty sure they don't steal anything. It's just one of those like they seem to they're very interested in them, And so like one of them's like checking out like one of like the few books that's being sold.
Yeah.
Another one's checking out like an enchanted like dagger.
Fair enough.
Well, the third one is checking out like the rune of like fire resistance. One of the runes of
Understood.
fire resistance. Well, the last one approaches Katsu,
Okay.
and she kind of like walks up, and these are all females. I should mention that.
Okay. Gotcha.
These are all female tieflings. It's one of those like, you exist. Hi.
Yeah.
As they kind of walk up, and they would just start like essentially just talking to Katsu.
All right. Just like idle chat, or
Yeah, like kind of idle.
okay.
Is you'd kind of seem like, from the way it seems on how like, so you would kind of ask like she's like, hi, I'm assuming you either run the shop or you just work here.
I'm more of just the clerk. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay. Well, hi.
Hi. He's just like there is an obvious like slight confuzzlement because he's never had a customer just go up and do idle conversations unless they're a regular.
Oh yeah, no.
So he's 100%
Yeah.
a little confused.
Yeah. As she asks, she's like, so what's your name?
the name's Katsu. Interesting group you have here. It's not very often to see tieflings kind of traveling like this.
Yes. We're a traveling bunch. Name's Mithza. As I will send you her name. This is
Alright.
it's from what you can kind of gauge, this is probably the leader of the group.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just kind of, she has like, it's one of those like, like, there's not one of those like, obviously not it's like, oh, she's the leader, she controls the others. No, it's one of those like, she just kind of takes the more like charismatic things of like just talking to people.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So she'd start kind of like, it's very clear she's just kind of poking a little bit to learn about Katsu.
Fair enough. Yeah.
As she'd be like, so what gods do you follow?
Oh.
And like she like leans forward on the counter with like one elbow and like puts her hand like in her chin, like her chin in her hand.
God. he, in the back of my mind, he's just thinking, my clean counter. I just cleaned that. You just kind of go, well, I follow Gaia, the goddess of nature. As most Tanukis do, honestly. That's about it, though. I don't really convene too much with the gods, so.
Well, I have a god you might be interested in.
Well, I'm listening. There are a lot of gods I normally just don't really pay too much attention to, but I mean, if you have in mind, I'll listen.
Oh, this one's a bit different.
Okay.
She's like, oh, he's not one of the normal gods.
Oh?
She's different.
Okay. What? Who are you speaking of? I probably have heard about them, I'm guessing. Are you talking about Rala, the goddess of time?
Mm-mm. No, you probably haven't. She's not really well known.
Oh, okay. Is she a newer god?
So, well, she more showed up.
Oh, an eldritch goddess. Most likely, I'm guessing. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, Mithra would let you in. She would always feel like, it's one of those like, she's kind of whispering.
Yeah.
She's kind of not. So I was like, she doesn't want, because she knows that there's someone in that back room just from the way the door's cracked and everything.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. Also, you can just hear like idle clicking from back there, from like, from Kelro working.
Fair enough.
Just like, well, Mistress Yavina.
Mistress, yeah. I don't think I've heard of her.
Yes. Would you like to meet her?
You can hold up. You can meet the goddess.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a normal thing with god. Sure, that'd be interesting. I don't think I've ever had the ability to meet a god. So sure, that. Yeah.
She's like, yes, the Eldritch Gods. She's one of the few Eldritch Gods that you can actually look upon without having your mind shatter.
Yeah, no, I'd prefer to keep my mentality in state. You know, that's kind of why I stayed away from Cthulhu.
Well, obviously. That's why we all stay away from Cthulhu. So she'd kind of reach out her hand and essentially like boop Katsu on the nose.
Yeah.
As if Katsu wants to, as Katsu would feel like essentially his mind being pulled somewhere. If he wants to resist, he can, but he's pretty sure this is probably that god being like mine now, like talk to me essentially.
Yeah.
If he wants to resist, he can, but
I don't think
the pull's pretty strong.
Yeah, I don't think he will resist just because he would see this as like, this is probably their weird way of getting me to an Eldritch God. The booping on the nose is a little odd, but you know, it's an Eldritch God. I'm not going to question it.
Yeah, as he would be like essentially pulled, and it's that weird thing of he feels like he enters a liquid and then enters air.
Gotcha.
As he's like would open his eyes and he is in like a completely crimson room that's kind of taking form as he's looking around.
Okay, so I blend in with the background. This is perfect. I blend in perfectly.
Like, perfect. I am Steph.
I am Steph. I may be Ranger, but I'm Steph.
Yes, as Katsu would be looking around, he'd see like a table, like a couple tables materialize as he kind of start to realize like, oh, this is like a tavern or something. Interesting. It's a weird like there's like a stage and then like a couple tables and like what looks like there's a couple like beams sticking up out of the ground to go to the ceiling.
Yeah.
But it's like a 20 by 20 room. And like it's completely like crimson. Like everything is crimson. The more he look at it, the more it looks like starting to realize like that's a liquid. Oh.
Intelligence check, buddy.
Oh.
With a nat 20 on intelligence.
Yeah, he's starting to pick up like, oh, this is blood. Oh, this is blood.
He's a little unsettled by the fact that he's looking at a wall made of blood. You know? That everything seems to be made of blood.
Yeah, so as he's looking around, he'd be looking at... He was essentially looking at the wall that he, like, basically came out of into this room.
Okay.
As he, like, would pan over, like, the stage and, like, the things, as he panned back, he now sees that there is a lady sitting there.
Okay.
She is made completely out of blood. And it's the thing of she has a very, like, feminine body.
Yeah.
And she is only comprised of blood.
He would just
There's no clothing. It's
one
of those, like, there's no clothing there. It is just it is Eldritch God. Like, that's one of those, like, it's like he could pass off as, like, that. It's an Eldritch God. I guess I can't really hold them to the same rules as people.
Yeah. You just kind of stand there for a bit. And, like, his brain is having to process everything right now. He's just kind of saying, like, this is... He just kind of looks over at her, like, stares for a bit, and just goes,
I'm staring.
Are you...
I'm staring.
Are you Mrs. Jafine? Are you...
Yes.
You just go, she didn't say anything about blood.
I'm Yavina. I'm the goddess of blood and lust.
Oh. Why'd you say I'd be Well, hi.
Would you like to... She'd kind of smile and say hi. It's one of those, like, she doesn't have a face. That's the odd thing about Yavina, from what you can tell. She doesn't really have a face. But it's that thing of you get the feeling that she's smiling. Like, all of her expressions come from, like, a, like, kind of telepathic communication.
Yeah.
And also, like, feeling that she's doing this. As well as like
Yeah.
she gives you the feeling as she's smiling at you.
Yeah.
As you would greet her, as she would ask if Katsu has any interest in joining her fellowship, as she can give him some interesting perks.
She was just kind of go, well,
And this is a charisma save.
Oh, God. Charisma save. That was a good charisma save. This is a charisma save of natural 19 plus 5, so it's a dirty 24.
Huh. Okay. So he's not immediately persuaded to join her.
Yeah. You just kind of go, well, I mean, if I'm going to be quite honest, I normally don't really mess with the gods. I passively follow you. It's not in the wrong way. It's just I didn't expect to be dealing with the eldritch gods of blood and lust. I did agree to meet you. I don't know if I'm really interested in such things. I don't think I'm a good fit for that.
Well, You know, kind of, is that he gets something that she's thinking?
Yeah.
Because she's looking at Katsu's like, wait, I have an idea. So she'd be like, so you're a Tanuki, if I'm correct.
Yes.
I don't want to misspeak. So she would basically like, are you have any interest in owning a business?
I wouldn't mind having a business. Just because I've been working as a clerk for a pretty decent length at this point.
Well, I have a business that I would like started, but I don't have anyone to start it.
That concerns me a little, but you can keep moving on. I'm listening.
So she basically explained that she would like him to start like a wandering business. Eventually, he can like set up taverns and whatnot. But at first, she'd prefer more of like a traveling business that travels from place to place. As she'd kind of give him the idea that she'd ask, she's like, so, have you ever been to a Durla tavern? Do you even know what Durlas are?
Does he know? I'll roll a history check to see if he knows.
Yeah.
With a natural 1.
He's never heard of a Durla.
Yeah, you just
Never.
You see him just kind of like tilt his head to the side, kind of like the ears flop a bit, and just kind of go, I don't quite catch your drift.
Ah, all right. So, she's like, well, you've been to a normal tavern with a bard, I assume.
Yes. I go there quite frequently. I have a friend that actually works at one as a bouncer.
Oh, wonderful. Well, she'd kind of point out that she's like, well, the idea I had is you'd take kind of a wandering, kind of sort of, well, the tavern idea that you could start is more of a, it's more for the secretive.
Okay.
Less of, not so much of a open out for everyone tavern.
Yes. So like
For those that need to unwind.
Okay, so more of like a behind
Kind
the
of more of a
scenes
yes, like a performance tavern.
performance tavern. Okay,
When
so
that-
like dancing and things like that.
Yes.
Okay.
It could go a bit further, but that's up to the performer.
Okay. That wouldn't be a bad
I
idea.
have-
Definitely be unique.
Oh yes, I love uniqueness. I prefer uniqueness.
He just kind of like looks at her just like that, just that thought process of, yeah, the person made of blood. I would have never figured.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
also was like she's proposing that he start this thing, and she kind of gives him the idea like if he doesn't have to follow her like super devoutly,
Yeah.
but if he follows her, she can give him pretty unique buffs.
Fair enough.
As she is, in the end of the day, a eldritch deity. She is
Yeah.
not bound by the same rules as Gaia. And she
Fair
does
enough.
state that, like, I don't have to follow the rules of your plane of existence like Gaia does. I can do more things.
That's fair. Well, huh. To be honest, I just really didn't expect to be dealing with any gods anytime soon, but I wouldn't mind doing a business. If I'm going to at least do a business, I might as well at least properly partner, I guess, with you. It only makes sense. If you give
She
me
would let him know. She'd be like, well, my followers tend to go to those that they think fit my cause, or could at least benefit from it. They're very they're very choosing in who they talk to. So the fact they came to you means they saw something in you.
Well, I appreciate that. I Sure, let's give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Nothing can
Okay.
go wrong for this, I don't imagine. So,
Of course not. As she would actually like, as the thing of he feels him like his feet get pulled forward as he like moves the ground underneath him.
okay.
As she essentially gives him like a boop on the nose, and then he sit back. As she adds herself to his low list, as he will gain her buffs.
Cool.
So let me see if he gets anything immediately. Let me double check. He might not, but he might. So he would, as he would poke her, as she would poke him, he would feel that his persuasion and deception have gotten stronger. As he's gained advantage on both.
All right. Gotcha.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. So that is Yavina, as she has kind of forced her way into your life.
Kind of, yeah.
She does that.
She
It's
does.
fun. Yeah. As you would, as Katsu would be popped back into his body,
Okay.
as he would see the 4 tieflings are waiting.
Huh. Fair enough.
Yeah. However, he can tell that 2 of them are actually here to buy something.
Fair.
Mithza is like, so, what you think?
She's, well, interesting, to say the least. She's definitely interesting. She did, however, propose an idea to me, so I might be working with her on that, so we'll see how it goes.
Yay.
A business, you could say.
I was hopeful for that. Well, maybe we'll run into each other again.
Maybe.
Yeah, as he would meet Quila, is as the girl who's going to be buying a dagger.
Okay.
It's Quila. She's another tiefling.
All
and
right.
then Kreza. She will be
Okay.
buying a book. So they would
Gotcha.
both. So the book is worth about 50. The dagger's worth about 75.
All right.
They would each hand over. So Quila would hand over 80, and Kreza would hand over 60,
All right.
as they pay extra.
Pog. Yeah, he would appreciate it, and obviously give them their stuff and put it up in the,
Yeah.
in the normal area.
Yeah. So yeah, it happened. As you'd get the slight feeling that it's that weird thing of he gets the feeling he made the right choice.
Yeah.
At least because there was 4 of them, and they probably would have been unhappy if he had said no.
Yeah, he was kind of running that slightly through the back of his mind, but there was just that genuine one of like at least getting a business out. He's just it's a thing of like he's not fully convinced on working with a goddess, so there's a small chance he's just backs out of that. But
Yeah.
it's just like as of now at least, he's like you exist. This can it's that thing like with an Eldritch goddess, as either things can only go well, or things can only go horribly wrong, and he's not sure which to go for.
Yep.
But that's fair.
Yeah. So Yavina is also kind of surprised at his ability to resist her. So she's more interested in him than I think he would like.
Yeah.
Yavina takes more interest in those that can actually resist her pull than those that easily fall to it.
Fair
So,
enough.
Unfortunately enough for Katsu, she's not leaving him alone.
God. I'm gonna roll
So-
see how, like what type of way he's gonna do this, because there's a shot he might just try and just either do the business for himself rather than Yavina, which is not a good idea, I'm imagining. But there's a shot in the dark. Okay, I know my answer. But yeah.
Yeah. So he would also realize that his shift ends in like 5 minutes. He's spent like 2 hours in this like half stasis. He's like, huh. Huh.
He just like looks up at the clock. He's just like, that moved. That did not feel like 2 hours. That, huh.
Yes, as his shift would end, it's the thing of like as soon as it hits 7,
Yes.
Kelro is opening the door like, all right, you're done, get out, and then shuts the door.
Fair enough. Yeah, he would just go, well, I guess my time. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. Oh, I got some things to think through. You just grab his bow, kind of tuck it underneath his like red robe. They kind like the red robe kind of like goes like halfway, covering like his shoulder in the front area, but it does cover the majority of its back. So he would just kind of like.
So it's
tuck it
kind of like
underneath
a
the
half
robe.
cape.
Yeah, like a half.
So it's
cape,
like a half
basically. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
It has that one sleeve he uses, so that's why it's like it's technically a robe, but he uses it like a half cape.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yes. So, as he head out, he would see that he would kind of very quickly pick up on which tavern Mia is working at.
Yeah. Okay.
Mainly because he can see her through the window.
Yeah.
As he'd be looking into the preaching ghost.
Fair enough. He's got.
That is the tavern.
That's fair enough. Okay, the preaching ghost. Gotcha. He's also got like in mind, like he's already thinking like as he's starting to walk over there, because he 100% is gonna head over to there, because one, that's his friend, and two,
Yeah.
probably gonna pitch the idea to Mia. But there is just that genuine thing, like he's thinking in the back of his head, he's like, well, I could probably get a hold of, if I'm gonna make this happen, I probably should also get a hold of Ronrick, who is, that's a separate friend.
Yeah. It's that thing. He's like, I might need to find Ron. Oh God, where is he? Is he back from his hunts? Oh boy, it's one of those. Ronrick is one of the town's hunters who goes out and hunts. Ronrick more goes into the Feywilds than he goes into the Dara Dynasty when it comes to hunting. He's willing to take that risk of getting mauled by like a space bear.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's in there.
He'd rather take his chances with the Feywilds than the Dara Dynasty. For those who don't know, this town is set in the Dara Dynasty, which is kind of more like a Japanese-esque, like traditional style type of country. To kind of get you an idea, so there's like samurai, shinobi, things like that. So yeah.
Oh yeah. As he'd head over and he would see, it's the thing of he could see like Mia take a step forward into the tavern. It's like, oh no, she's approaching someone, which usually means someone's messed up.
Yeah. He just kind of like pokes his head around the door. Just like you just see like the two ears flop to the side, the head kind of like appear, like just the eyes, like nothing past the eyes down. You just see the eyes and up of Katsu.
Yeah, let me give you an idea of the Preaching Ghost, because it's actually a pretty unique tavern.
Cool.
As it's run by a half-shade.
Huh. For those who don't know, half-shades shades are basically people who have died and come back spitefully. They're not normal ghosts, they're like very spiteful like ghosts. So they're normally here for a reason when they come back alive.
Yeah. He's a half-shade, so his body is like a dark gray that's like always like broiling. So he is technically a ghost, but he has a reason for why he came back. He just hasn't done anything about it yet.
Fair enough.
But he decided, I'll start a tavern while I bide my time.
Oh god.
He's waiting. He's got a plan.
I'm not getting mixed up in that shit. I'm good, man.
It's one of those, like, he has a very unique tavern. Because he does have access, he can make things that other people can't. As his famous drink is called the Ethereal Brew.
Okay.
Because it's one of those, like, who else to make something ethereal than a ghost?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's one of his big drinks. As Katsu like looks around, he just sees Mia pummeling someone against the wall.
God.
As it's that thing of she just punches them and then like elbows them in the neck, knocking them out.
Gosh damn.
As like this tiefling like is knocked out by like Mia, and she turns and goes, "Oh hey Katsu," and like the friendliest tone of voice, like she just beat someone up and she immediately switches back to being friendly.
Is that one of the tieflings from the thing, or is that just a separate just some random tiefling?
No, that's from what you can tell that tiefling got a bit too close to the bard, so
Oh,
Mia was handling that.
fair. Mia, Cassie would just go, "Hey Mia, I've had a day. How are you doing?"
I'm great.
Guys, just kind of like leans over, looks at the body, looks back at her. Glad you are.
I want to mention that I think he's had better days.
Oh yeah, that tiefling's definitely had better days for sure.
It is the most like his nose is
Broken? You broke up a bit, but I'm guessing broken.
like it is straight broken.
Oh god, okay, the nose is stay broken. Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Viewers, I should say this real quick, and there'll probably be a pre-post like warning ahead of time. But Acrid's internet goes burr sometimes, and I'm pretty sure he just said the nose got broken, like just full on broken. See better days type of deal.
So Mia is basically telling Katsu like, yes, no, I'm doing great. Katsu looks over at that tiefling. His nose is shattered in like 3 places.
He just kind of looks at the tiefling, kind of looks back at her, looks back at the tiefling, looks around. Is there a cleric?
Nope.
He's like,
you could ask the Shade Ghost Man.
He looks at the
He
shade.
probably knows.
Yeah,
He probably knows a form of healing.
Yeah. He just looks at the shade and goes, "Hey, how you doing today, man? You doing good? You doing all right?
I'm doing fine. What do you want?
Could you? I know, Mia broke someone's nose again. I know. Again. You wanna? Can you just do that
he
thing?
Just
You know
phases. Yeah, he phases through the counter.
Yeah.
As he just walks over, grabs the tiefling's nose, and just breaks it back into place.
Yeah. Oh god. He just goes, "Thank you. I appreciate it, man."
Yeah, as you can tell, he definitely healed it.
Yeah. Just
But he had
painful.
to break it first. He had to break it back first.
Fair enough. Can't be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just kind of turn his attention back to Katsu and just go, "Okay."
Back
So-
to Mia, you mean?
With the what?
You said back to Katsu.
About the Mia. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, the viewers don't.
Katsu just pulled out a mirror, just, "Oh, damn, looking good today." Okay, so.
Just Mia shatter the mirror.
Don't do that! Just like he's like trying to fix his hair, just like, so looking back at Katsu, Katsu pulls out the mirror and goes, "Okay, I need brush it a little bit more to the right."
He just sees Mia raising her hand to slap the mirror.
He pulls it back. He's like, okay, I get it.
What do you want, Katsu?
All right. So, I've got to chat with you. Do you want to sit down at a table or something? This is a story.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So she sits down. She kind of sits down, like, kind of facing the tavern to, like, keep an eye on everything still, because she is still kind of lightly working.
That's fair. Yeah.
She deals with things so the Shade doesn't have to.
That's fair. If the Shade deals
It's
with
like,
someone,
the
the Shade's
Shade-
gonna kill someone. So.
Yeah, no. That's why Mia's like, I'll just knock them out, the Shade. So let me life steal you. And
Yeah, no, Katsu would kind of sit down, kind of like probably coil their tail probably around one of the legs of the chairs, and just kind of lean forward and just go, "So, how'd that work? You know, normal stuff, normal day. You know, normal sales, all that stuff." I had a group of women, of like, I think it was like 4. Yeah, it was 4. There's 4 women tieflings that walked in. They were traveling together.
Oh.
Which already...
That's unique.
Yeah, it's not very common you see that nowadays. One of them got really buddy-buddy with me. Started talking with me. You know, normal stuff, normal stuff. You know, sometimes that happens with regulars, not really with travelers. So it's a little odd. And then she asked me what god I follow, and I told her Gaia, as you know, obviously. But it's more of a passive thing. I don't really, convene with the gods that much. Never saw a need to. She introduced me to her god. An eldritch god. Yes, apparently she followed a goddess of blood and lust named Yavina. They kept calling her a mistress. I don't understand why. But she proposed an idea.
Maybe it's a...
Yes?
Maybe it's a follower thing?
Maybe. I don't know. She tried to get me to follow her. I said I don't really convene with God so much, so I didn't see the point of doing that. But she was still acting friendly towards me, so thankfully I didn't get Eldritch blasted into the next dimension, thankfully.
Luckily for you.
Luckily for me. Tanuki's luck, what can I say? However...
Don't push your luck. She's like, don't push your luck, Katsu. Like,
I'm trying not to. But she threw a business idea out to me, which is not something I expected from an Eldritch god. She wanted me to make a business, a traveling business. It's the best way to put it. She pitched it as an idea where I'd be a merchant, basically traveling, giving entertainment. I could eventually get taverns and things like that probably set up. Basically an entertainment of sorts. Dancing, that sorts of things. It could go further is what she said, but I don't... Yeah, that's the idea that she has given me.
I understand. Mia's just like, I get it. The girl completely understands. The dude blank-faced.
Yes! Because it's just like, I mean, we can... I don't know if I told her I could partner with her, and then she booped me on the nose. I don't know for sure if I want to work with a goddess of blood and lust. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Mia's like, yeah, probably not, but also I don't think you can tell her no.
See, that's the thing. Because when I got out of the trance, there were all four of those TVs were staring at me.
Oh boy.
I don't... See, a bit of me wants to turn them down. However, I'm terrified.
Let's go through with it. Maybe we'll make some good money.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Is Gaia gonna hate me for this? I mean, granted, I don't really follow her that much, but, like, at the end of the day, I do still passively follow her. She's fine. She'll be fine with this, right? Yeah, she'll be... Yeah, no, she'll be fine with this, right? Yeah. Maybe. Oh, God.
I mean, she just kind of, like, it's nothing of, Mia would kind of shrug. She's like, I mean, I follow Shoven and Etar, so.
Yeah, but you're a barbarian. That's different. That's the god. We're talking about the god of rage.
And honor.
And honor.
I'm honorable.
Yeah, and honor. Yeah, no, you do follow him. I mean, but we all do. We can't. I feel like I didn't have to say I followed Edar. He's kind of the god of honor. If you don't follow me, you're dead. You're asking for a suicide. You're asking for a death. I don't know how to put it. Yeah.
Well.
So, if we are going to do this business, would you be down to do it with me? Because I don't want to get random people. No, straight away.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I'm
going to try and get Roderick. Yeah? What is it?
Oh, God, okay. Yeah, I was about to say we're probably gonna need to get someone else, and I was going to mention Ronrick, even though his morals are questionable.
Yeah, no, you're right on that. However, I don't think we have many choices here. A lot of these people don't even know how to fight, and I'm pretty sure the Shade wouldn't wanna. He's got his own thing going on.
Yes. Well, all right. Okay. So you said we need so you're gonna need a performer, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'd prefer not to be the one performing.
Are you sure you could learn to dance finally?
I I can try. I can try to learn. I don't.
I'm gonna go get a girl I know.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you get her. I'll go find Ronrick. We'll meet at the plaza. We'll meet at the plaza.
Okay. From what I know, Ronrick should be in his home. He's been taking the day off since his last big hunt.
Okay, I'll go over there. How? Oh, I gotta go run. Fuck, it's so far. Okay, I'll be back. I'll see you at the plaza.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So he would leave kind of like the more like this tavern's kind of close to the plaza, so Mia's got it easy. However, unfortunately for Katsu, he's got to go on the other side of town and a little bit out of town to get to Ronrick's place.
Oh boy. He's gonna like I feel like because of like he's still slightly uneasy from the group from that group from before, he's probably gonna try and, if you don't mind, just roll perception checks as he's like walking around, because like I don't fucking know if they're gonna follow. They give me the vibes that they're gonna try and follow me or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because he didn't exactly show certainty either towards them either on that end.
Yeah, it's one of those like you didn't show certainty. They didn't like that.
Yeah. Oh god, crossing fairs. That is a 6. A dirty 6 in perception.
Yeah, you're not noticing shit.
He's scanning too fast. He's like constantly like looking behind him, just like warily, like they're not around, just like constantly glancing behind his shoulder.
Yeah. So he'd head past, and he'd walk past a couple other shops that he could check out if he wanted to.
What other shops are around?
So he's heading to Ronrick first, though. That's kind of his main goal.
Yeah.
He'd run past the Golden Fork, which is actually a bladesmith's area.
Okay.
And then he would run past the Frozen Carrot, which is an artificer shop.
The Frozen Carrot is what you said? You broke up a bit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Frozen Carrot.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, as he would finally leave, he'd kind of run past the stables.
Okay, cool. Which one of these shops has he been to? I'm imagining he's been to the stables, probably.
He's been to the stables.
Yes.
Would know that. Yeah.
If I do remember,
he's been to the stables, so he would know the half kobold that runs there.
Okay, cool. You're gonna do the die. And I was
half
like, okay,
kobold.
I'm gonna wait.
I know.
And then I said something, and you started being like, "Fuck! This is staying in the podcast. Fuck you, viewers."
We're trying, people.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So he would know the half kobold.
Yeah.
That works at the stables.
We talked about that for the background. I just want to double check if that was the stable that we had talked about. Okay. Cool.
Yes, it is the stables. As he'd kind of head like 200 feet out of town.
Yeah.
As he would see the hunter's cabin that Ronrick lives in.
Okay.
As he'd kind of walk up, he would see Ronrick outside. Now, it is known about Ronrick that he was formerly in the military. He is a soldier.
Okay.
So, he is an ex-soldier who... It is one of those things of he was discharged due to his questionable morals.
Huh.
It is one of those things of the military viewed him as a bit too chaotic for their liking.
Fair.
It is one of those, like, he didn't... It's also a thing of he doesn't have a lot of problems with putting a lot of people... Like, it's a thing of he's like, okay, this person could be convinced to stop fighting. Ronrick would just cut them down anyways.
Fair enough.
It was he didn't show much mercy. So
That's fair.
they were like, let's go away.
Yeah.
Stop.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This is just too
But yeah.
quick to kill type of deal, which I get.
Yeah, it's one of those like, yeah, he is a chaotic. Like it's pretty known that he's chaotic neutral.
That's
how he handles things. That's his alignment.
Yeah.
But and Mia is chaotic good. So
Yeah. Okay.
That's not about her. She does good things, just the way she does it.
Questionable. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But Ronrix is sitting outside, just like slowly sharpening his longsword.
Fair enough.
As you'd be looking at a 5'10", half Lupin, half Khajiit. He's more Lupin than Khajiit, but there is still that Khajiit that's there, kind of like in his facial structure and like kind of how his body is set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the thing of he's got the speed of a Khajiit, but the strength of a Lupin. It is.
Oh god.
It is the most like, oh no.
So he probably definitely got the morals from the Lupin side, from the wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that checks out. That checks out.
He got his fighting style from the Khajiit. It is one of those like, oh boy.
Fair enough.
As he's be sharpening his silvered longsword.
Yeah, so Katsu would just kind of start walking up, and I'm imagining, like, they aren't, like, I'm imagining Ronrick is probably what? Is he, like, on the front of his porch type of deal? Or is he, like...
He's, like, sitting on his porch, like, leaning it against a chair. That's, like, leaning against the wall of his house.
Okay. So...
Got, like, one leg up, like, with the whetstones, like, in his lap as he's sharpening his sword.
Fair enough. So Ronrick would, not Ronrick, sorry. Katsu would kind of like wait until they get directly up to the porch. I'm imagining there's probably a beam, probably holding up like an awning or something like that, I'm imagining. At least with a lot of porches, that's the case. Okay, so they just kind of like knock on like the beam, like the wooden beam, just to kind of get his attention.
He'd see Ronrick is like, it's the thing if he does that, he can see Ronrick is just kind of like mildly watching him.
Fair.
It's one of those like, Ronrick saw him walking up. He just didn't react.
Fair enough. You just go, hey,
He's
Ronrick.
Like, what do you want?
It's been a day. I'm not gonna go and re-explain everything. I've already had to explain to someone else. aka Mia. How would you like to pick up a job? It would be something different. You'd be traveling around. You'd be working as kind of technically a bodyguard. How do you feel about protecting people, but being a mercenary? How do I put this? The best way I can put this, instead of your prey being the hunt that you normally go for, your prey is whatever attacks the caravan.
Alright, you've got me interested.
Alright, so basically, moving entertainment type of business is what we're looking at here. It was pitched to me by an eldritch goddess. It's a long story. I was at work when this happened. Don't question me. I've got Mia. She's gonna help be a bodyguard. If you are willing to do the other one, she's getting a dancer. We just gotta get some more people later on, but we gotta get a caravan. Oh God, we've got a lot to do.
Yeah, you would see that if Ronrick kind of sheathes his sword and hops up, he's like, let me grab my bow.
Alright.
As he just walks into his hunter's cabin, comes back out with his longbow and his 32 arrows, because he has a few extra.
Alright. Yeah,
because he does, and he can make his own arrows. So
How?
if he runs out of arrows, he'll just make more. He doesn't care.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But
yeah.
Ronrick would kind of nod to Katsu like, alright, let's go.
Alright. He's like,
he'd also grab some food. So you guys would need to worry slightly about food.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's fair.
Rations.
You just kind of go, I'll probably grab my rations before we leave, whenever that time comes when we actually probably leave this town. But we are going to stop by the plaza, meet up with Mia and whoever she has brought up. I'm hoping she isn't someone else that's gonna kill someone, because she's already punched a tiefling and broke his nose today, so I'm hoping it's not another one of those cases.
It probably is, knowing Mia.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, you're right.
Alright, well... So, Ronrick would hand over about 5 extra rations to Katsu.
Aw,
As he would see that it is, like, elk meat rations.
gotcha.
It's one of those, like, yeah, it's also pretty it is known by Katsu, which Ronrick is pretty proud of this. He recently killed a very strong, like, essentially like almost a legendary elk. So he did actually manage to get a really good kill off on that elk.
Pog.
So he's pretty proud of himself on that, which is why he's taking the day off. He was taking a couple days off, which is why the only reason he's here.
Fair enough.
So yeah, as I will undo this, so now you can now see. As you guys would get back to the plaza, as I do this, and I will ping you in this soon so you know where to go.
Yeah.
As you would see this go, as now I'll finally give you an idea of what person Mia found.
Yes. Oh, God. Okay. Gotcha. So, for those real quick listeners, just so you guys know, and even for people on YouTube, because I would not be throwing these images directly up. However, Acrid's been grabbing like pictures from Pinterest, things that he's found, things like that, and kind of basing some NPCs off that. So if he ever says like he's sending me something, he's sending me an image of an NPC. We'll just go our way to describe it the best we can. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to.
Yeah. So she's kind of dressed in like essentially like a cloth, like kind of. It's like she's got like something covering her body, like remaining in like some of her legs. And then, like, a thing that goes, like, basically just under her arms and, like, over her head.
Yeah.
There's like 2 separate pieces of clothing that cover mostly everything, but does leave a little bit open, and also it leaves a bit open on her chest, and also is a little bit form-fitting, so...
Yeah, basically...
and he'd be looking at a half-tabaxi.
Okay.
So it is definitely one of Mia's friends.
So to kind of give you, I guess, like a more like sketchy summary into this, basically just like very scruffy, messy type of like hair, as a lot of half-tabaxis often have that from what I can see in the image. I can't tell the color on the eyes because I am colorblind. However, the shirt, what he meant by the opening bit, brown. What he meant by the opening bit is that there is like just an open area slightly where you can see a bit of the cleavage. That's the best way to put it. There's no salting it around. That's the best way to put that. So hopefully that gives you a bit of better an idea.
Yeah. Also, like, it goes, like, kind of down her waist a little bit, but then there's, like, not much past that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very minuscule type of dressing.
Yeah. As this is the person that Mia was able to find, as she knows this person, this is a friend of hers, and she was like, they'll do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
As you guys Katsu would already know this girl. It is a pretty good friend of Mia's. It is Inola.
Right.
Inola.
Yeah, gotcha.
Inola. She's not a fighter. She's never picked up a weapon in her life and has no idea how.
Yeah, that's fair. She has no idea how, and she's not going to start anytime soon.
Nope, she has no plans to. You can, like, maybe convince her to become a bard. Maybe. It'd be difficult.
I mean, I'm probably just gonna let her just do her thing. I'm not gonna be one to like force her to learn something that she doesn't want to learn. So.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. As I will also give a better idea for everyone to kind of know how background NPCs will kind of work, because this is Inola's kind of like, she's there, but she does not have a class.
Yeah.
So essentially, until they get to like the next town, which is where like everyone will kind of be able to sleep in like a proper bed and not like a traveling bed or like a cot. People like Inola that's when they'll be able to get a full heal, like get all their health back, is like in a town. But they can only take about 3 hits. So
Yeah, they don't have a proper set bar. A
Pretty much
proper
is.
health bar. They just have like a you can get hit this many times before you get a full rest. Otherwise, you will just die.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, So it is unfortunate for Katsu to know that the next town is 8 days walking away.
Fair. Pain.
As there's not a lot of towns on the side of the Feywilds. There's not a lot of towns. However, he does know that there's one town that's kind of in the middle that they could like detour to.
All
Take them
right.
5 days to get there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's also a very small town. So it's one of those like, yeah, we can go there. It's like kind of like a starting area.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Enola is excited. But it's I think she's pretty optimistic
Yeah.
about how this will go
Yeah.
because Mia's given her essentially like the most base standard, like this is what you're gonna be doing.
Fair enough.
Mia's given her the rundown, so
Yeah.
Enola knows what she's getting into.
Okay. So Katsu would just kind of wave to her and just go, "Well, I didn't expect you to be the one that she grabbed. It's good to see you, though."
Neither did I.
You just kind of like laugh a little, just like a smaller chuckle. Just kind of go, "Well, I'm guessing she already gave you the rundown, correct?"
Yes.
Okay.
She basically broke down my door,
Yeah.
telling me that this is a good idea.
I
So,
know this is most likely
I
a
don't-
phrasing. However, Mia, did you?
I just knocked loudly.
Okay.
It's still standing,
It's still on the hinges.
probably.
No holes in the door, right?
I think.
No stab wounds.
I didn't stab it. I used my hand.
Okay. Did you dent the door?
Maybe.
You know you're gonna have to fix that later, right?
Not gonna worry about that right now.
Okay. All right. Just whenever Enola, if you ever choose to come back here again, just remind her to pay for your door.
I will. I will. Don't worry.
Fair enough. She's like, so, I still have to get a caravan, still have to get some horses, so I'll have to stop by, I have a friend that I can talk to, probably get a bit of a deal, hopefully. So I'll talk to him, but at least we kind of have a main idea. Roderick and Mia, they're going to be acting as bodyguards for you, Enola, so you should be relatively safe. I'll also be trying to help fight. I might try and learn, I don't know how to dance. I might try and help you, though, on that.
Oh boy.
You'll have to teach me. It'll be a learning process.
Yeah. However, Ronrick would very quickly state that he wants to quickly at the Golden Fork
You did cut off?
to grab it. Oh.
Roderick went into what?
Ronrick wanted to quickly stop off at the Golden Fork, grab something that he had ordered.
Oh, yeah. You just kind of go, well, if you want to go by the Golden Fork, you can go grab that. I gotta stop by the, by the good old, my boy. My brain's dying.
Stables.
It's been a long day. Listen, I had a 7-hour shift, and I had to deal with people who brought me to an elder. I feel like I have a reasoning for this. Also, I want to stop by some of the other shops I haven't stopped by. Like, there's still towns I still think that I haven't been here, and I've been living here all my life. I should actually check that out. It'll be my last shot at it,
Golden
probably.
Fork. Ronrick's like, you've never been to the Golden Fork. You're coming with.
I want to go to the Golden Fork. Also, I want to check out that, what is it? The frozen carrot? I want to check that out. That sounded interesting, so.
Oh boy. You just hear Mia go, oh no.
What do you mean, oh no?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, it'll be a fun time. It'll be great. Roderick and I, we're gonna have the best time, buddy.
Yeah, so Mia and Inola will wander along
Yeah.
for this. As you guys would wander over to the Golden Fork, which you kind of head in, and you would see the Golden Fork, which everything's it's very shiny. It's a
Yay.
very shiny room. Everything's pretty shiny. However, there's like tiny ladders everywhere to like get up to certain areas.
Yeah.
As you would see a goblin working at a forge.
Oh, that's an interesting, huh? Okay.
Yeah, as to give you an idea of this goblin, he's standing about 2 feet tall,
Yeah.
he is a very bulky goblin.
Yeah.
It's that thing of he's picking up like long swords and like basically hammering them out,
Yeah.
making them work. As he's a pretty adept bladesmith. However, this isn't the bladesmith you go to if you want like a great sword or a claymore. You don't go to this guy. You go to him if you need like a long sword at most. Like
Yeah. He's more of a specified bladesmith rather than just a varied all come around, come all type of deal.
yeah. He can make most like smaller weapons, but as soon as you start getting into those heavier weapons, it's that thing of end of the day he's still goblin.
Yeah.
Show the man some respect. Don't ask him to make a claymore. He can't physically. He can't lift it.
It's fair. It's fair. It makes sense.
Yeah, as Ron kind of head in and would call out Zir. Xir is the goblin's name. Zir.
Oh, okay. Zir.
As the goblin would kind of turn and go, oh, it's you. Okay, fine. Give me a minute. Mostly. Because he walks over and grabs a war pick and then sets it on the table.
All right.
As he'd be like, it's all right, paid for. I remember you paid for it. There you go. The fuck are you? Oh, you're a Tanuki. What do you want?
I'm just tagging along. I'm just saying along. Don't mind me.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, what do you normally sell, anyways?
The smaller weapons of blades.
That's fair enough.
You want a club? I got a club someone never picked up.
God.
It's the most like I have this. Get rid of it.
Like, I think I'm good. I hate to say it. I do appreciate it. However, I don't really use bludgeoning weapons.
Fine, and you won't get the jawbreaker. And he walks away.
Ha.
As you would see in the back, which is probably the weapon he was talking about.
Yeah.
Is a warhammer fashioned from a giant's tooth.
Ha. What the hell?
Someone gave this man a giant's tooth and said, I want a warhammer made out of this.
God.
They never came back.
Bro, who like gives someone that type of loot and walks away and doesn't come back for it? Who the fuck?
As far as Zir's concerned, he's like, I have this stupid warhammer. I don't know how to use it. I can't lift it. It's just there.
Fair enough.
It is the most, like, at this point, it's nothing of every month that goes by, he just lowers the price. So this thing is currently at, like, half the value he should be selling it at. He just wants to get rid of it. So the thing is like, that thing's valued at, like, 300 gold plus.
Yeah.
He's selling it for 150.
Huh.
He just wants to get rid of it.
There's a shot I might come back for because I know I probably can't wield it because I am a very small Tanuki. However, I might be able to sell it.
It's that weird thing of like, that thing's worth a lot more than what he's selling it for.
Oh yeah, 100%. He would just kind of go back and go. You see him like kind of think for a second, just kind of go. I may come back for that actually. I need to know. I'm having to buy some caravans and horses and things like that, so I've got to see if it's in my budget range. But I'll be back. Hopefully, we'll see.
All right, I don't believe you. He just goes back to work. You'll just die like everyone else.
He just kind of lowers his tail and his ears. He's like, what the fuck?
From what you can tell, it's also the thing, if you can tell there's some other equipment that's never been picked up.
Aww.
So it's just that thing of this goblin seems to have really bad luck with people coming in, ordering something, and then dying. And he's just like, I have this useless item now that no one's gonna buy.
This sucks.
It's that thing of he's just gotten really bad luck.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he'll come back to him hopefully if he has enough money from the caravans and horses. But that's where they're going to head next, obviously.
as they would head over to meet, as they would reach the stables, as they would see Killith, the female half kobold.
Half kobold. What's the other half?
So it's that thing of she's like very small, like kind of like it's that thing she's got like speckles of like kobold scales, as it's
Yeah.
mostly a human girl who's only 2 feet tall.
Huh.
Or she's about 3 feet tall. She's about 3.5 feet tall.
Okay.
She got that mix of like just really small human
Yeah.
with a kobold tail and kobold ears.
Gotcha.
And like kobold like scales like speckling her body.
Fair enough.
As you see her just climbing around like the ceiling, like brushing the horses from above.
Yeah.
She's gotta find some way to do it.
That's fair enough. Whatever works.
Yeah, as you would meet this girl, and I'll send you her name
All right.
just so you don't forget. Killith Farhorn.
All right. Yeah, he was just kind of like, I guess again, it's one of those things like he doesn't want to properly bother someone when they're at work. That's why he kind of knocked on the beam with Ronrick. He was just
So-
kind of like,
Let me see if she noticed you. Let
Yeah.
me see if she noticed you. Oh boy, she does not. You
Yeah.
walk up and she has not the slit. She's just humming to herself like.
Katsu knows this person, right?
Oh yeah, he knows her.
Yeah.
She's very friendly. She's very friendly.
Is there a way he can sneak up behind her?
She's upside down.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to. I don't think there is though, right?
Like her back is to you technically.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's the thing if you could probably poke her ears, like startle her,
Yeah.
if you really wanted to.
he would just grab one of his arrows, like use the feather end and try to tickle the ear, like out of the blue, just like trying to reach for her, because he's only 5'1" or 4'1", sorry. So he really doesn't have the best of
Yeah.
reach either.
Okay, so what horse is she brushing? Okay, so she's brushing like a mule, or like kind of a mule, like a normal standard horse.
Yeah.
So she's kind of dangling off the side, so he like can barely reach
Yeah.
her ear, and you just hear her go, eh, huh, what, who, why, oh, hi, oh, hey, cats.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. It's so fun, like she like turns her head and goes, hey.
Hey. So.
And she just crawls on the ceiling and just basically spider climbs her way down a pole. As she like does like essentially like a front flip onto her feet in front of him.
Fair enough.
And she's like, what can I do for you?
So I'm gonna be starting up a business. I need
That's
to get
concerning.
a caravan and some horses to actually get it running.
Okay. Well. I might have just what you need. But I don't know if you have enough money.
Oh god. Okay.
As Ronrick and Mia would both like pitch forward their money.
Okay.
They'll help out.
Okay. Cool.
So Ronrick would hand over 390 gold to help out.
Katsu would kind of just go, well, I have. He just kind of like digs in his pocket. He's like, well, right as of now, I have 540 gold, so I might be able to pay for it.
Mia's like, I have 197. Here you go.
Appreciate Mia.
She hands it over as I'm assuming you also added the 390.
Oh, I should do
'Cause
that.
they just-
huh? I should do that.
they-
Huh?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
390. And what was the other amount?
197 gold.
197. Okay, cool. So I have 1,147 gold now.
Yeah. So she's like, oh, so you barely have enough. Got it.
She's like, okay. Thank goodness.
So she'd walk over to a carriage that's like a, so it's got like it's a pretty long styled carriage, kind of long styled carriage with like a door on the side. And Killith would like take you inside, and essentially like it's a 3-room carriage.
Okay.
It's got like 3 different like basically bedrooms, but it's imagine that like very like there's a bed, there's a shelf, and there's like another like half shelf, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like it's very minimalistic,
Fair
which
enough.
is kind of why like if a performer's in here, they're not really gonna get a comfortable rest
Yeah.
because they really can't. It's almost like it's an unfortunate bit of like these beds are meant to work. They're not meant to be comfortable.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, as she would also say, and because I know you and you're not an asshole, and it seems to be that is her only reasoning.
Yeah.
She doesn't say anything else. She's like, I'll throw in 2 draft horses to pull this thing because it's actually pretty heavy.
Huge.
So
Yeah.
she'd let him know like it's either he needs 2 draft horses or 4 normal horses to pull this thing because it's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just gonna go. I thank you. You are a lifesaver. Thank you. I 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, however, I
Okay.
still need to be able to make money.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I understand that.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, you're looking at about 950, and that's at a discount.
You know what? Honestly, that's fair. That is fair. I'll give you the 950.
Yeah. So she gives that. He hands over the money, and it's that thing of he can tell that she gave him a pretty severe discount.
Yeah.
So she's taking a minor loss from this, but she's willing to do it.
That's fair.
It's one of those like the 2 draft horses are worth about like 700 by themselves.
Yeah.
It's one of those like she's taking a loss for this, but
God.
hey, if Katsu sends her some money later on,
Yeah.
she wouldn't mind.
Yeah. God. Yeah, you're just gonna go, well, you know, I appreciate it. Thanks. It really helps get the business started, and who knows, maybe I can send you some stuff later on, because you did get a little. It's not. I know for a fact that's not enough.
Yeah, no. She's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This whole thing that I just sold to you goes for about 1,500 gold.
Yeah, that was out of my reach.
On average.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she would say, she's like, well, maybe just give me free access to your thing. And she walks off.
You want free access to the? Yeah. You know what? Tomorrow when we stop on by, you get free access.
Yay.
You know? Do you know Mia? You know Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Of course I know Mia.
Yeah, of course you do. You also know do you know Enola? I don't know if you know Enola.
I don't know her.
Okay, well you'll get to meet her then. You'll get to have some fun time with her. Just
He sees that like let's think of like the kobold starts to come out, like sparkle in her eyes, like ugh. She walks off.
Just the fact that he's like, technically I'm an option, however, I'm not gonna present myself as an option when I don't know what the fuck I'm doing yet.
Yeah. However, it's
Yeah.
that weird thing of like technically Mia and Ronrick are also options. However, you better roll well on your charisma.
Yeah. Especially with Ronrick. Ronrick seems like the type of guy that will just snap your neck on a dime.
And it's one of those like Ronrick does not have. He has patience with people he gets along with.
Yeah.
However,
he doesn't know you. There's no patience.
Ronrick's pretty much known to have very few loyalties. His loyalties go to his friends, and that's about it.
That's fair.
He'll show like the common decency of not immediately snapping your neck
Yeah.
if you bother him, but if you like do something that like actually aggravates him, he'll go off on you pretty quickly.
That's fair. That's fair. You can't be mad about that.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Be mad. See what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't be mad at it. You just go, oh, by the way, can we pick up the horses tomorrow?
Yes.
Thanks, I appreciate it, because I don't have anywhere to put that in my home.
I'll get them stabled and ready to go. They'll be completely ready in the morning. Crack of dawn, 6 a.m., and she walks away.
She's like, thanks, I appreciate it. Oh, I don't like being up that early. It's fine, though.
She basically lets him know, like, at dawn, she'll have it ready to go.
Pog.
Yeah.
You just kind of, like, walk out and look over to Ronald and go, I'm going to go head to the frozen carrot. You can head home, start packing stuff up. They'll be ready for tomorrow if you want.
Will.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll see you,
As he
Roderick.
walks off with his war pick, he's like, "See ya."
Yeah.
Leaves.
Hell yeah.
You're not sure why he bought a war pick, but he has it now.
Don't question it. Don't question the Lupin. Don't question the giant wolf cat.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
And
next,
it's not a normal war pick. You would have realized it's a war pick +1.
As a level 1, I am terrified. Yeah.
He spent a pretty good penny on it. It's one of those, like, it's from what you could probably tell, it's probably his backup weapon, like of his longsword and his longbow.
Yeah.
Get knocked out of his hand. He's like, fine. Okay, it's either arrows or this war pick. Which would you prefer?
Fair enough. I've also, just for all the viewers out here, I don't have face cam on for the YouTube form. However, if you could see me, I currently am surrounded by 2 cats. I have a cat on my desk and a cat directly at my feet.
Wow.
So I'm currently vibing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
As Katsu would wander on over to the frozen carrot.
Frozen carrot.
As he would walk in and is the most like, I know who you follow.
Okay.
As he would see in the back, there is a Cryon shrine.
Cryon
To the
is
god
the
of
god of
ice.
ice. Yeah.
Yes. As this entire place is like an ice blue with like icicles hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
As you would see a wood elf artificer working.
Okay.
They're working and you see them like they like spin their head around. They're like, "Oh, hi.
Hey.
Welcome to my shop."
Thank you. I had never been here, so I figured I might as well check it on by. I was going to be probably leaving town the next day or so, so I figured I might as well at least see it before I finally leave.
Sad.
Yeah.
But okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I've started a traveling business, so you know how that is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send some. I have some friends in. Oh, where are they? I always forget where they live.
That's fair.
She's like, I've got some friends in North Pass, so I'll send them a letter, letting them know that you're coming.
All right, I'll definitely make sure I stop by there then, for sure.
That's the big seaside city, just after the Elven area.
Gotcha.
You can't miss it.
All right, yeah, I'll keep that in mind for sure. Definitely can't miss that place.
Yeah, she basically lets him know, like, in the first major city he'll go to.
Yeah.
There's some people there that will know about him, so.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's the artificer just helping out. She doesn't know what you're doing. She doesn't really care. It's just that thing. She's like, I'll let some people know.
Hell yeah. You're just gonna go.
As you would learn her name, as it's literally on a plate on her like desk, like on like the counter.
Yeah.
She just has her name there, so because you can tell she's an artificer. She's a bit scatterbrained.
Yeah.
It's just there so she doesn't have to tell people.
Fair enough.
Because she would forget.
Fair enough.
So you would read her name. It is Cylian.
All right.
Silent. Yeah.
Celine?
Yeah. Celine, Silent, something like that.
Let me see. Did you spell it? Oh yeah, no, that's Selin. That's Selin.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's got a very unique name. It's one I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a weird one.
Yeah. It's fair enough though.
Yeah. As she would kind of be like, so what can I do for you? As she kind of turn and kind of lean against the counter, like, what can I do? Like,
Well,
is there anything I can do to help you? Because she's an artificer, so she's eager to help.
you just go, well, I'm not quite sure if there's anything specifically. To be honest, I was more just curious of what you're doing in your shop. I mean, since I haven't checked around here, I didn't know what type of stuff you actually made.
She's like, well, I make most of anything. I typically focus on more ice-focused creatures, but if you're interested in like a Warforge or an ice block, I can make it either or.
Well, I'm a little low on money right now because I just had to buy the caravan and the horse. But I mean, if you're down to
I can make you an ice cat.
He's like, he stands there for a second thinking. He's like, would that be useful? Would an ice cat be able to do anything?
It could very lightly fling shards of ice from its tail, but it wouldn't be very strong. It's just there.
You know, as tempting as it is, are you willing to do down payments?
Yes.
How the Warforged sound? The cat sounds interesting, but since we're near Feywilds, there's a shot something just one-shots that cat, and I'd be very sad if I saw a cat die in front of me, even if it is a construct.
Fair. So let me see what she would make. What can she make for you? Oh boy.
My man. My man.
I'm sorry.
Martin.
Martin. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get this real quick. Yeah, so she'd be able to make him a pretty standard Warforged. She'd let him know that she could make him an Animos unit.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, she let him know that it would take her like a couple weeks to make it because she'd be making it on the side. Because it is like one of those. Like, she's like, that's a down payment commission, so it doesn't take as much priority. I could get it done by tomorrow if I like heavily focused on it, but because it's a down payment commission, I will more focus on it as lightly. It's like I'll get it done, but it'll take me a little bit of time.
That's fair. I appreciate it nonetheless, though, and whenever the time comes, whenever you're done with your commission, obviously just tell me the price, and who knows, maybe I already have the money regathered by the business. I don't know how much money I'm going to make off of the side, but we'll see.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably not a lot at the start.
Probably not, but you never know. Also, name's Katsu. I never even introduced myself.
Oh. What's my name? That's that.
Selin.
Yes, that's my name.
He's just like, he's staring at the plate, just like, stares at the plate, looks over at her slowly, looks back over at the plate. Selin.
That's my name.
Yeah.
She's like, I've been hit on the head a couple times. I
mean, you are an artificer. I'd imagine.
She fully admits to having things explode and it having affect her memory.
That's sad, but it's fair.
It's so I was like, she's like, I've had warforges that were almost done detonate. It's not fun.
Yeah, no, that is not fun in the slightest. That's fair.
Yeah. So yeah. So that would be the frozen carrot, which is the cryon artificer.
Fair enough.
Yep. But yeah, as you guys would finally head out, as Katsu would head home, get a good old rest.
Yes.
As they would head out the next morning, it's that thing of like, as the sun starts to rise, there's just the most violent bang on his door. And it's one of those, like, he knows who's hitting his door, and it's not Mia. He got real unlucky on who came to his door.
He just kind of like, he like wakes up. Imagine like he's just probably woken up. Just kind of like scratches at his eyes, like tries to pat his hair back. And okay, buddy, what's your suspicion? Because I know it's probably Ronrick, but there's also a shot that a fucking group followed me, and that I'm gonna be honest, and like that's still a light paranoia in the back of my head. I'm gonna roll. Lower if it's probably the group for suspicion. He thinks it's probably the group, but he's gonna check through it. So he kind of stumbles downstairs, and
there's a secondary bang on the door.
He just kind of like looks through the blinds, like who
he sees Ronrick, and it's that thing if he sees Ronrick's, it's the thing he can see Ronrick's tapping his foot. His patience is waning rapidly.
Yeah, he runs to the door and opens it. He's like, sorry, I thought you were someone else. Sorry, Ronrick. Hair's a little bit of a mess. I
it's
just
fine. I've been up for 2 hours. He walks off.
He's like, why are you up? Never mind, you hunt.
Ronrick is used to getting up like 2 hours before dawn
Fair.
to start hunting, because that's when he knows he wants to get out before other creatures do.
That's fair. That's fair.
So yeah.
Yeah.
He gets up at a really weird time when it's compared to everyone else. Regardless of when dawn is, he gets up 2 hours earlier. Just like his body automatically gets up.
Fair enough. He would just...
So he gets up. So it's a thing of like, if someone tries to attack you guys, there's a shot Ronrick's awake if it's early in the morning.
Yeah. That's fair. He would just kind of...
yeah.
He would just kind of very quickly try and rebrush his hair, fix as fast as he can, quickly swap from pajamas to like normal clothing. He'd probably just let Ronrick just stay in his house while he tries and does that real quick, because he can't really go out in pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, to give everyone, as I will give everyone a very quick rundown of what Ronrick looks like, because I do realize I never really gave Ronrick's appearance.
Yeah, you just kind of gave the idea of like he has more of the Khajiit like body,
and like wolf fur.
Yeah.
So he wields a silvered longsword, which most Lupin would never touch silver. He wields a silvered blade. That was his choice. He also wears essentially like a wolf fur cloak that he wears that covers most of his body and most of his weaponry. He also has like some leather straps that go in front of his chest that he wears like pants like half trousers like calf length trousers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like standard clothing, but outside of that, he doesn't really wear much of a shirt, because at the end of the day, he is a Lupin. Yeah. They don't really need to worry much about.
Yeah, they have the fur for that bit. It's fine. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That is Ronrick. He's got a clasp, so he can drop the cloak if he really doesn't want it to get damaged. So if he sees someone wielding like fire, he ditches the cloak. Like, no, you're not damaging that.
Yeah. Which may I remind you, a Lupin is a wolf person. Man is wearing a wolf-hided cloak.
He's also half Khajiit. It's one of those, like, this man has no loyalties.
He has no loyalties to his own race, just because he's kind of got this weird mix going on, which is honestly fair.
Yeah. He looks at wolves, and he's like, you'd make a good pelt. Come here.
Yep. At the end of the day, he's a hunter, so...
Yeah, he is specializing in hunting, like, kind of monsters. So he, like, big game animals. So he likes hunting down big things. But if he sees, like, an alpha wolf, he will go after it. Yep. Like, he was known to take on things where it's like, you should have died. And he's like, I know, but I'm alive.
Yeah.
But yeah. As you guys would get to the carriages, you see the horses have already been strapped in, ready to go. Like, she was not kidding. They're ready.
You just kind of look to her and go, well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Also, you would see that Enola was already there.
You already met Enola? Did you already?
Yee.
Okay, cool.
She just smiles.
He's like,
as
As
Enola was kind of would guesstimate that so she didn't get anything for that, but she didn't mind.
That's fair.
As that was a free thing, because poor Killith got a massive deficit on that one.
Yeah. You just kind of looked at her and just kind of go, so, what'd you think of the business? You're our first customer.
10 out of 10. She walks away.
He just kind of looks at Enola and goes, well, it seems like you made her happy. Good job.
Yay. As I will roll to see what her plus in performance is. She's got a +6. So she's actually got a pretty decent plus.
Hell yeah.
Enola's got a +6 to performance.
Let's go.
But as you guys would head on out, as that is where we'll end off, as you guys will start y'all's journey.
All right. Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate for everyone who actually stuck around for the podcast at the first session, the beginning session, for sticking around. It's going to be an interesting campaign. I should go and put this ahead of time. We lightly discussed some random things that would probably be done. But overall, it's not going to be an D&D session. I hope you guys are looking forward to the campaign. And if not, you can always stick around for other campaigns because I'll probably be hosting other ones later on in the future, obviously, as well.
Maybe I won't be the DM.
Yeah, maybe
You
I'll
don't
be
know.
DMing. Who knows? Maybe I'll grab some random fucker off the street and tell him the DM, and that'll be a separate thing. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, maybe they can DM for both of us.
Yeah, you never know what might happen. But thanks for sticking around for the Cosmic Taverns. I'll see you guys in next stream. Or next stream. Fuck. The next. Yeah, moving out. Bye.
Bye.